In this region of the world, in the coastal waters of one of the tropical or coral islands, you begin your life as an egg that quickly hatches into one of the zooplankton that floats in the water and is tossed here and there by water currents. It's hard to believe that this tiny creature, measuring only 1 to 3 millimeters, would become this giant armored monster that is considered the largest terrestrial arthropod living today. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. You feed on plankton and microorganisms, and you yourself are food for many marine creatures, such as small fish, some types of whales, and even crabs and other crustaceans. You molt about 5 to 6 times within 30 days, and your size increases slightly each time, after which you enter the glaucotho stage. You are starting to resemble what you will be, but you are smaller, transparent, and fragile, and after several more molts, you become a juvenile. You look like adults now, but you are smaller in size. And like your closest relatives, the hermit crabs, you swim down to find yourself an empty gastropod shell to enter to become your home and a means of protection from predators. After a short while, you move to the beach, but you must be careful, as there are many predators there. Oof, that was close. But seabirds are not the only predators. There are rats, larger crabs, and other animals that will be very happy to tear you apart. You continue in this state, moving between the shore and the sea to search for food. Over time, you molt and increase in size. You search for a new shell that suits you, so you enter it and leave the old one. A crab without a shell is a dead crab, because you have a hard exoskeleton that only covers your head and thorax, while your abdomen is soft and vulnerable and needs a shell to protect it from predator attacks. But protecting your butt isn't the only reason you need a shell. You keep a little amount of water inside it so that your body and gills are moisturized and they work efficiently, and you don't die from dehydration. Over time, you began to become a permanent terrestrial being, to the point that you gradually began to lose your ability to breathe underwater, and your gills began to atrophy, and you began to breathe air with an organ called the branchiostegal lungs, which are located on the lower side of your body, but you must keep it moist for it to work efficiently. As your size increases over the course of 1 to 2 years, there is no shell large enough for you to enter, so you sometimes begin to use coconuts as a shell, but it is a temporary solution, and sooner or later you will abandon the idea of shells completely. Your body began to become noticeably larger and your exoskeleton became tougher, and it even began to deposit chitin and calcium carbonate on top of your abdomen, forming a very tough layer of leather. You also hide your abdomen under your body like other crabs, even though you are not a real crab. To be a true crab, you must belong to the infraorder Brachyura, but you, like your hermit crab relatives, belong to the infraorder Anomura, also known as untrue crabs. I don't know if this matters to you, but let's move on. You are considered a nocturnal animal, coming out at night to search for food to avoid heat and predators, and using your very strong sense of smell to do so. Although you have compound eyes, their ability is limited. Your vision is blurry and is a mosaic of thousands of pixelated images, and most of your brain cells are directed to the sense of smell. You have an olfactory system consisting of antennae that connect to thousands of chemical receptors that help you determine the type and direction of food. Speaking of food, you are considered an omnivore, which means that you eat anything you can get, whether animal or plant, fruits, seeds, leaves, and even hard coconuts. You have 2 huge claws with a crushing force equivalent to 1,700 newtons, which may reach 3,300 newtons in large crabs. To get an idea of how powerful this force is, it is enough to easily cut off a human finger, and it outweighs the bites of many terrestrial predators. And for some